Welcome back to the channel, everybody, and yes, things are starting off just as we expected when it comes to the order banks for the new Dodge Chargers and Challengers for the final call last year and special edition versions. And I think none of you will be surprised with what's taking place, but I'll tell you, this Lamborghini will be less rare than the new Dodge Chargers and Challengers if what is happening right now continues to happen. So let's talk about this and jump in the office real quick. All right, let's get started, and I'll start off just by thanking my wife. I want to thank her for everything she does to keep our house moving smoothly, everything under control, and me not having to wear a bright blue shirt ever, because if you've been watching my videos for any amount of time, you know that I pretty much wear black and navy blue all the time. Almost never do I wear anything else. Maybe once in a while I'll pull a hoodie out. But my wife had surgery, a third surgery, as I mentioned in my last video, working through the final revisions and repairs of her mastectomy, and that has been a rough ride for 3 years. And as a result, she's been down for the last 2 weeks. And the outcome of that is me having to figure out how to use a lot of the things in our house that I've never used before. A couple of those things are in the laundry room, and that means that I can't do laundry. Every time I step into that room, she knows that I'm in that room and then starts screaming because she's terrified as to what I'm going to do to my clothes. So I'm digging deep in the closet right now, and while this may seem a little archaic in roles in households nowadays, this was her choice. Her choice when we met, when our daughter was born. She told everybody that she's going to go back to work after the baby's born, and the baby is now 16 years old, and she has not gone back to work, but she has ran our household, and she has ran it perfectly. It has been amazing. And times like this when she is down, man, boy, am I out of sorts. So thanks for tolerating this bright blue shirt. But honey, love you. Thanks for everything you do, and I had to give you a shout out in today's video while I am wrestling with the toaster and every other appliance in the kitchen that I have absolutely no business messing with. I did explode a couple Hot Pockets and a couple noodles the other day, and I did my best to clean it up. So again, I apologize. So next is, I've done a bunch of videos this last couple weeks on basically talking head videos in the car, and I'm shared with you a lot of my opinions on things and thoughts on things, and some of you missed the videos where I used to do work on the cars, and I promise you those are coming, and especially on the Scat Pack with my daughter and I, because she's going to be driving this car come December, and it's going to be awesome. And we're going to do a lot of cosmetic stuff on it, and we're going to do a complete engine swap and drop a 3-cylinder Chevy Sprint motor in here so that she doesn't hurt herself on the road. Just kidding, but we're going to make this car amazing, and we're going to bring you along for the ride as we fix it up. So I promise you we're going to get back in the driveway and get our hands dirty and do some cool stuff to make this car great, as well as hiring some great shops to do some exterior stuff as well. So stay tuned for that. We're getting back to it. Also, I've shared with you some of my life story in this last few videos, and some things that hopefully are helping some of you. And sometimes I scratch my head and wonder, do they help? Are they helping? Are they helping, or are they irritating you all because I'm talking too much? And I get it, sometimes that could be the case. But then I'm reminded with an Instagram direct message, and usually it's like 3 or 4 of these things that just remind me why I need to stay the course, sucker you in with the car content, and pepper in some positivity, some motivation, some inspiration, some direction, some support, some ideas, some collaborative thoughts that we can all have together to make our collective lives better. And at the end, hopefully it impacts more of you than I actually ever get to hear. And I only get to see the likes and the comments, and once in a while I get these messages. And I want to read this from this gentleman, who I'll keep anonymous because I don't know if he wants me to share his private life, but I got this just a couple days ago, and it said, I just want to thank you so much for all the content you do. Your last video on losing everything really helped me. I'm going through something similar and really appreciate the openness and honesty that you show. I've been struggling a lot recently, and that video really hit home with me to help me get through this tough time. Thank you so much. My wife and I just had our first son, and when we found out she was pregnant, it really made me think. rethink a lot of choices I was making when it came to money and really put things into perspective. Now, he went on to share more personal things with his life, but I just want to share that with you all, that when you send me those messages, those offset 10 negative comments. So don't hesitate to share it. Sometimes it takes me a week or so to get back to everybody, but I try to, and I almost always do. Eventually, it might be a month later, but I will get back, because generally after a video, I get a bunch of messages, and then it kind of peters off, and then I start catching up over time. So thank you for that message and for all the positive messages. Now let's talk about the content here. Let's talk about what I found out today. I got multiple messages from some of you telling me that the order banks are open at your dealership and that you are now able to put your order in for your Hellcat or Scat Pack. And I reached out to my dealer. I reached out to Napleton's and Nate, and he said, well, let me check. He needed to find out, and he wasn't completely sure at that moment. And then he sent me this. This is craziness, guys. And I'm not even mad at him at all. So Nate, I still love you, brother. I'm gonna miss you guys, but it is what it is. For 2023, we are only allocated one Hellcat Charger wide body. One. That Dodge has us selling for $10,000 over. 6 Scat Pack Charger wide bodies that Dodge has us selling for $5,000 over. For the last call special editions, we're only getting 6. We're not sure which ones or when. He sent this to everybody on his list, which a lot of you are on the list, to make it fair, which means all the people I've referred to them now have ensured the fact that I will probably never get on the list with them with one Hellcat. So totally cool. I hope one of you get it. But with a $10,000 markup, no thank you. Now, other messages I got from some of you were, that's exactly what your dealers are doing, which makes me go back to the comment that Nate said in here, which was that Dodge has us selling for $5,000 over. And then I wrote him back, and I just basically said, well, we know it's not Dodge, we know it's actually you guys, which I understand. When you only get one allocation, you got to do what you got to do, and you're going to have plenty of people lined up to pay whatever price for that car. Not that I agree with markups, but you're probably going to have let's just be, not even probably, you're not going to have any problem getting 10 grand or more over sticker for that car, and you can auction the thing off and get more money if you wanted to. So I get it. Market forces don't like it, but it is what it is. But is it really Dodge, or is it the dealers? Or is Dodge behind this? I don't know. He said this, and the other message I got, or the comment I got, made it sound like that was the case as well. So I don't know. I'll find out more, and I'll definitely let you all know. But basically, what I'm finding out is a lot of these dealers are getting like 1 Hellcat, 4 or 5 Scat Packs. You know how fast those are going to go? But the way it looks right now is, I'm out. I'm out of the market, and I don't want to be out of the market. Do I regret backing out of the jailbreak? Absolutely not. That was way too much money at a time where it just doesn't make any sense for me to do that. But ordering a $20,000 cheaper, $15,000 cheaper car and putting a lot more down on the final year in the color I wanted definitely seems like the plan. But I told you all before, I'm going to bring you along for the ride in my journey in trying to figure this out. Just because Napleton says we can't help you at this point doesn't mean I'm not going to continue to search and look and find a dealer and see if I can hunt down a car. I'm pretty resourceful, and I may be able to do it. The reality of it is I do believe we're going to start seeing repos next year, and we're going to start seeing all kinds of car returns and defaults and all kinds of stuff happen, and a lot more of these things go up for sale as well. So I don't mind if I end up picking up a 2022 if the price is right. But this will be interesting to see how this goes. Used car prices are dropping. New car prices, especially with Dodge, are holding right now, and frankly going up because of supply. So I don't expect that new cars are going to come down when there's a shortage of those new cars and they're as popular as the Dodges. But we'll see what happens with this economy. But the used cars, that may happen. And we're already seeing that happen with some of the offers on some of the used Scat Packs and used Hellcats out there, that prices seem to be getting a little bit more reasonable, or the cars are sitting a little bit longer. So maybe I'll just do that, or maybe I'll do a build. I told you all some of the ideas I had about building an older Hellcat, and that would be a lot of fun too for the channel. So stick with me. I'm not giving up. When I say I'm out of the market, well, as of today, I'm not getting an order in, even with my best buddies over at Napleton's. And I don't blame them. I understand why. but I will be pushing through this whole next year, seeing if I can wiggle my way into something. And who knows, maybe I'll work my way into a special edition or something at MSRP. Who knows? Follow, like, and subscribe, because that's how you're going to know what's happening. And then next is, it's interesting because they're opening up the order banks, and they said that in October that Dodge Garage would be updated with the horsepower locator, and as of this morning there is no horsepower locator. I would also say that keep checking dodgegarage.com, because if they open order banks, I gotta imagine that they're gonna be launching horsepower locator like any day now. I can't imagine that would come much later, especially with these allocations being sent out now and us finding out from the dealers what they are, and they're really, really low. Everybody I'm reading comments from right now are saying the same thing. They're getting minimal allocations. Hopefully those change, hopefully more come in, and hopefully I can get an order in, but if not, I mean, I'm going to keep trying, but who knows, maybe we'll have to do something else. Is it frustrating? Absolutely. Is it the absolute show that we thought it was going to be? Absolutely. It's already starting off that way, and I expect it's going to continue that way throughout this next year. So with that, everybody, just some information real quick that I got. Appreciate you all. Please like, subscribe, comment, be respectful, stay motivated, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.